Hello everyone and welcome back to Nosy Neopians. It's Willow here.
And Ivy.
And this is our 6th episode and I seriously can't believe it's already July.
I can't believe this is the 6th episode. Time flies when you're having fun and playing Neopets. And also, okay, can I just say something here? So we follow a sort of rough bulleted list of things we want to talk about, right? And Willow wrote it out that she wants me to witch cackle after saying that.
You gotta put in the witch cackles.
Nobody wants that. Trust me. Anyways.
Anyway. With all the fun stuff that we have going on in June, I literally feel like every month is faster and faster. This is crazy.
Seriously. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, so let's dive into what was new for Neopets in June, or AKA the month of relaxing.
Okay, sounds good to me. I guess the first thing that we should talk about, which is kind of like the elephant in the room.
Okay, wait. Just to clarify, an elephant or a Neopets elephant? Elefante? Elephant?
A Neopets elephant, of course.
However you pronounce it. Does anyone else say elefante in their head? Because I do.
I definitely used to, yeah. And I know we talk about this all the time, but yeah, before I started working here, that was another adjustment I had to deal with. Well, anyway, we wanted to talk about this Neopets elephant in the room. We wanted to talk about a statement that Jumpstart Games put out a few weeks back.
So for anyone who didn't see it, Jumpstart Games released a statement basically saying that by June 30th, so yesterday, their servers will be shut down completely.
Now, you guys are obviously hearing this episode of Nosy Neopians on July 1st, so we wanted to take the time to just reiterate that Neopets is not affected by the closing of Jumpstart Games at all.
Yep, that's why you can still log in. We are totally safe and not going anywhere.
Yeah, so Jumpstart put out that statement, like I said, a couple weeks ago. Neopets kind of put up a statement in response. We'll put that on the screen right now, but basically, like Ivy said, Neopets is completely safe from the shutdown of Jumpstart Games.
Yeah, and we're super sad to see Jumpstart go. It's been, such a staple in so many people's childhoods, and we wish the best for everyone involved.
For sure.
But we are excited about the future of Neopets, and there's definitely some announcements about it that we will be announcing soon.
Yeah. So we really wanted to just kind of clear things up for everyone first off the bat in this episode. We know it was probably kind of jarring to see that message from Jumpstart, so we kind of wanted to make sure everyone knows that Neopets is not going anywhere. You cannot get rid of us.
You're not allowed to leave.
Exactly.
Okay, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about everything else we need to catch up on.
Yeah.
So June was Pride Month, and we hope and think that everyone in Neopia had a great month celebrating.
Yeah, it was such a great month to celebrate Pride. I loved how we had some of those new Pride items that were released in mystical surroundings, Ugga Shinies. There might be more. I'm thinking of those two right now.
Yeah, there were some of those handheld flags, which were amazing.
And with the pets that don't have hands and they were in their mouths, that was so cute. I love that. That was my favorite part.
So good. It was so nice to see everyone just talking about how they felt, represented with the new wearables and the backgrounds and stuff. It was really cool.
I know, that made me so happy to see. Another really amazing thing that we announced kind of in honor of Pride Month was that in our official Neopets merch store, 10% of the total proceeds from the sale of all of our Pride collection merch are going to be donated to the It Gets Better project.
Yeah, we're super excited about this, and it's ongoing, right?
Yep. So even though Pride Month is technically over, we're still going to be donating proceeds all year long to It Gets Better. It's really such an incredible organization.
It really is. It's so cool that we've partnered with them. And
definitely.
We will link some of the Pride collection down below for you guys to check out. And there's definitely some cute items that I have my eye on. I definitely need to order some fun stuff.
Same. The Neopets Pride fanny pack to me is everything.
You and your fanny packs. Anyway, what else do we have from this month?
How about arguably one of our biggest events of the year, or did you forget, Miss Star Player?
Oh, no. How could I forget about the Altador Cup? Yeah, I've been grinding these games pretty much every free chance I get. I have no life right now.
Same. My nights after work are pretty much consumed with Yu-Yu Ball and a little bit of Shootout Showdown these days.
Same. I'm literally dreaming about these games now. Like I wake up thinking that I was playing them all night. It's terrible.
Literally.
But I definitely I play all 4 of them. I don't know. My hands hurt. I feel like I already have carpal tunnel, but like this is not helping.
No. I try to keep my distance from Make Some Noise. I think that's the unofficial carpal tunnel game. And I just Slushy Slinger and I are just not friends, so I don't touch that one.
I don't blame you. It's horrible.
Yeah, leave a comment down below which games are your favorite and your least favorite in the Altador Cup. I'm definitely curious. Ivy, what rank are you right now?
Honestly, I don't even know. It's all a blur at this point. What about you?
Not to brag or anything, but this is my first year getting All-Star on my main personal account. So
I know for a fact I have not hit All-Star, but it's my goal. It's my goal. I've just been like doing too much.
You'll get there. Yeah. It's definitely been a grind, but I do see that finish line.
Yeah, and it's hard because not just playing on my personal account and grinding to get All-Star, but like we're doing the staff tournament too. So
yeah, for sure. How excited were you to be the first star player of the staff tournament this year?
Oh, it was really cool. It's okay, so it's just like it's a childhood dream come true, not to be like sappy, but like not only to have a TNT name, a TNT character drawing, to be in the Altador Cup.
Be on Tyrania.
Yeah, and to have an item based off of me that's also like Tyranian. But like on top of all of that, to be star player, like that's just, I don't know. It's surreal to me.
I understand.
Yeah. Maybe you'll be next. We still got one more.
Maybe. Yeah, it could be me or it could be, like one of 15 other people. So who knows? We will all find out together, I guess.
I believe in you. But you're always a star player in my eyes.
Aw, so touching.
All right, just to swerve a little bit. We've been noticing a lot of excitement about San Diego Comic-Con and the Neopets Afterparty that we're throwing.
Yeah, we are here to answer some questions since it is this month.
I can't believe that. Oh my gosh. Willow, are you the type of person who packs super early for a trip, or are you like me and you just like throw things in a suitcase literally like 10 minutes before you leave?
Oh my gosh, I could never do that. I am I'm such a list maker. I'm probably about to start making my list right now. For everything I need to pack. I'm such an overpacker. I don't want to forget a single thing.
I'm just like, I don't know, I get stressed packing, but like I'm super excited for this trip. I feel like I'm gonna a week in advance at least be like, okay, I gotta bring this, and start putting stuff aside. We'll see.
We'll see. You accountable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Updates to come.
Anyways, okay. So just in case you guys aren't all up to date, Neopets is taking over San Diego Comic-Con from July 19th to July 23rd of this year. You'll find both Willow and I at the booth, as well as a bunch of other TNT members. There's a lot of us coming this time.
Yeah. If you are attending, please pop by and say hi to us. We would love to meet you guys. Our booth number is 1129, so 1129. We'll be selling a lot of con-exclusive goodies, doing giveaways, taking lots of pictures, and we're thinking about recording a few segments of Nosy Neopians with some of you guys.
Yeah, it'd be super fun. And aside from Comic-Con itself, we're throwing an after party on Friday night. So that is July 21st. You do not have to have gone to Comic-Con. You don't have to have one of the crazy expensive tickets to attend the party. So it's completely separate from that. And tickets are free to the party. You just need to be in San Diego.
Yeah, so we've sent out some of our VIP invites already. And there has been a little bit of buzz in the community about that, which is fun. There is also space for general attendance, so we would love to see you guys there. That being said, it will be first come, first serve at the place that we're having the party. It has event capacity, of course, because, fire codes and safety and all that stuff. So once we hit it, there will be a line outside, and we'll slowly be letting people in as people leave. We cannot guarantee entry, but we will try our best to get as many fans in as we possibly can.
Yeah, we definitely want to get as many of you as possible in there. General attendance, not going to lie, it's going to be pretty tough just because we do have a lot of invites already. So we recommend getting there as soon as possible if you want to try and go. we really want you all to have a great experience, but we do have to stress that it's extremely limited. Willow and I also, we want to do some kind of VIP ticket giveaway in San Diego outside of the convention, so you don't need to be in there to get them. So keep an eye on our social medias. We'll release more information about that as soon as we can.
We will. Social media links are always down below. Shameless plug.
So the theme too, it's super rad. So TNT Tally, if you guys listened to the last episode, she talked about it a little bit. It's going to be like Neopets vaporwave, very, retro millennial vibe. Think like glow in the dark, 90s, very throwback stuff.
So fun. We highly recommend dressing up for the theme, cosplaying a Neopets character. Just, have fun with it. It's just going to be a super fun night. We're going to be more than happy to answer questions about this, so catch Ivy and I chatting on the unofficial Neopets Discord throughout the month. I'm sure we'll be popping into the Neo boards. We'll also be making announcements in our official social medias, kind of how we said earlier. On neopets.com itself, so like the news page and stuff like that.
Yeah, so keep an eye out. We'll be everywhere. We'll keep you guys updated.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Another one of the biggest things that happened this past month is definitely the release of our new amazing cookbook.
Yeah, the new Neopets cookbook was officially released on June 13th. We got such a great response, you guys, of people who pre-ordered the cookbook a long time ago and were finally receiving it, and people who even found it in their local bookstores.
Yeah, I actually saw a copy of it at my local bookstore, and I picked it up. It's really cool to flip through, and so I was so excited to find it and like see it front and center of the cooking section, and it was so colorful and like it was eye-catching, and it was just really cool.
I'm so annoyed. I went to Barnes & Noble literally yesterday, and I forgot to look for it.
Oh, no.
So that's on me. But I'm sure it was there.
Now you have an excuse to go back.
True. Very true. But yeah, it'll be this really cool, like, nostalgic factor, too, for people who haven't thought about Neopets in ages, and they see the book on the shelves. Hopefully we'll bring some people back.
Yeah, exactly. And, I just saw this really old game on a TikTok or a reel. I don't remember if I was on Instagram or TikTok, but it just like it took me back, and it was just such a bizarre feeling, and it made me think about like, is that what people that haven't thought about Neopets and they see the cookbook or something Neopets related, and is that how they feel? Like it just like it was such a cool feeling, and I immediately went and downloaded the game, and I just like.
That's so funny. What was the game?
It's God, I forgot what it's called. It's the Robot Unicorn Attack or something like that. It was so popular when I was like at the end of high school. Yeah, it was so much fun. Me and my sister used to go at it.
Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, hopefully maybe that's what people...
Yeah, if anyone knows what I'm talking about, you should definitely just be like, hey, I know that game, because Willow makes me feel crazy because she's a little bit younger than me.
We're in different generations.
Hey!
But yeah, I'm really hoping that people who have not played Neopets in a long time will see the cookbook and kind of be reminded, and maybe they don't realize that we're still around, we're still kicking, so
we're still here.
We're still here, so hopefully that happens. And yeah, so not only did the cookbook officially release, but we also ran a fun giveaway for a week after the cookbook came out.
Yeah, and if you didn't follow us on social media or you don't check the news on neopets.com very often, we did. We gave out 3 cookbooks signed by the author Erinn Pascal, and we also gave out a Neopets apron and a Neopets oven mitt. Those are really cool.
Yeah, we actually just shipped out the prizes to the 3 winners. I was in contact with them, got their addresses and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, make sure, I mean, I'm saying it again, but make sure you follow us on social media to keep up to date. And like Ivy said, check the new features page so you don't miss anything like that. We always try to update that page as well with giveaways and any kind of things that we have going on related to that.
Yeah, we want to give you guys the cool stuff.
For sure.
So speaking of the cookbook, that was signed by Erinn Pascal.
Yeah, we know that usually we interview a TNT member on this podcast, video, whatever you want to call it. But this month, we wanted to switch it up a little bit.
We have to keep you guys on your toes.
For sure. We are bringing on the editor and author of the cookbook, Erinn Pascal. So not only did Erinn spend some time with TNT last year at our booth at New York Comic Con, she has also become a close friend, especially to Ivy and myself.
Yeah, she's just been so supportive, just, great with the Neopets community, and she's just all around an amazing person to have worked for with this cookbook. And not only that, but like she's an avid Neopets user, just like Willow and me. So it just makes it extra cool.
It's really fun. So what do you say? Let's dive right in. Hi, Erinn.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here, Erinn. We're so excited to have you on.
Thank you, Willow and Ivy. It feels surreal to be on Nosy Neopians with you both. I absolutely love this podcast and the transparency it gives to the Neopets community. And I also really love hearing your voices and getting to chat with you both.
Aw.
Yeah, so last month was a big month for everybody here. We can't believe the cookbook is finally out and in people's hands.
Yes, so happy because this was such a long time coming. And to our UK fans, do not fret. Your time is next month. It will be here before we know it.
That's always good to hear. We're so excited that's finally been released. It really has been so amazing seeing everybody talking about everything about the cookbook and being so excited about the quality of the book, the recipes, and especially that new avatar that was released.
Yeah.
I love it. It's funny because I've had the baby cougar avatar as my avatar for something like 12 years, and I finally changed it.
Ooh.
So it feels like I have a new identity on the boards now. It's hilarious, but I absolutely love it. You guys did such a great job.
It's so good. Okay, so let's get started with some questions. I will pass it over to Willow to ask the first one.
Sounds good. So we'll start easy before we start throwing you the curveballs here. How long have you been playing Neopets, and what is your history with the site?
Oh gosh, I actually know the exact date that I joined Neopets.
Of course you do.
It was August. I still have that account. It's my lab account. It is a side account though. But it was August 14th, 2001. So that account, of course, is still active. Not my main. I switched my main in 2002 because this was way before I knew what Food Club was. So, I guess I have to use my 2002 Food Club account.
Sure.
But I actually think I've been playing Neopets a little bit longer than 2001 because my older sister had an account. It's since been purged. But I remember campaigning my mom to, let me make my own Neopets account. And I have no idea what my mom thought Neopets would do, probably make me obsessed. So it did take a while to finally get it, but I remember the day that I made the account. I remember really trying to get a Poogle. I was very obsessed, and of course they're limited edition. So it was hard, and I would kind of pound surf for a while. But yeah, I've taken a hiatus here and there, but mostly I've been a daily player since 2001.
That is some dedication if I've ever heard any.
Yeah.
Indeed. What is your favorite thing to do on the site?
Right now I'm really big into customizing and NC. So I used to be a PCer. Are we still calling it PC or is it pet trading?
I don't know. I still call it the PC, honestly.
I know. I've been calling it that for, a decade. So
I
don't.
think, yeah, I think it'll always be that.
Okay, cool. So I'll say I'm like a kind of recovering PCer, but also still on the PC. Anyway, I've kind of transitioned mostly to NC, but I really love the community in both groups. I do not love how long it took me to get the constellation markings, but then the re-release happened. So thank you both for that re-release because it helped me as well as I'm sure many other people.
They did
so
so
funny.
good with that.
Okay, well we'll start asking you some questions about the cookbook, the reason why you're here. We'll start. What was the first food that you saw on the site that kind of gave you the idea for the cookbook?
Oh gosh, I mean, I think it kind of has to be the omelets, right?
Yeah, makes
they're
sense.
just, yeah, they're so iconic, and you see them, you want to make them. And kind of as an aside, it's really funny because if I meet an American who spells omelet with the extra TE at the end, I know they played Neopets. And if they didn't,
This is so
assume
true.
They didn't.
That's
Because
so
in
funny.
America, you're not supposed to add the TE. Anyway, that was kind of a debate that I got into with my copy editing team with the cookbook because they kept trying to change it back to ET because that's what American English
Sure.
Merriam-Webster does. And I was like, but it's wrong in the Neopets community.
Right.
So everybody got a crash course in Neopets at Andrews McMeel.
so funny.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I've never even thought like about spelling it any other way. That's so funny.
It was a really big debate between the copy editing team and myself, and they were like, well, how do we do this? How do we make this make sense? So if you notice in the table of contents in the cookbook, there's actually a word on spellings and a word on punctuation, and it basically explains we are defaulting to the Neopet site unless it is something that is created new for the cookbook, with the exception of when the fairies or the Neopets talk, because they must talk in British English. It would have been inauthentic any other way.
I love that you spent so much time thinking about this. The dedication is real.
I need to flip through the pages and find this.
Yeah, you can see we like created our own style guide completely for American and British English, and it's kind of amazing.
That's so cool. And that reminds me too of like, you know, I'll write copy for social posts and I'll write like favorite, but I'll write it with a U. And then like and any other time I'm like texting my friends and I'll spell favorite like the British way. And I'll be like, wait a second, I need to like separate work from this.
Your friends are like, what are you doing?
And you know, shout out to Canada. Shout out to the Canadian Neopets fans.
We love them.
You guys, we love you guys. And you guys do it right, because I feel like you pick and choose the best parts of both. Like, I don't know why America dropped these U's. They're fun. Keep them back in. But, Anyway, a word on spelling, a word on punctuation. It's there.
It's there.
I love it. Okay, so what was your favorite recipe in the book? Favorite with a U, though.
Favorite with a U. I think my favorite have to be the walkie tacos. So it's funny, so good. I'm not even a huge walkie fan. Sorry to the walkie fans. But the tacos are delicious. Like, there's halloumi in the tacos. They kind of have the fur. It's so good. And I'm actually vegan, so I use kind of Violife has this Mediterranean grill style cheese. They like, yeah, vegan food's so funny because like just call it halloumi, but I don't know why they didn't. But it tastes really similar and it's delicious.
I have not tried that, but I think I will have to.
Yeah, I would love to try that.
Okay, what is one Neopets item that was not in the cookbook that you wish that you could taste?
I want to taste what a chocado tastes like.
That's a good answer.
Is it a tomato? Is it a tomato? Is it chocolate?
It's a great question. I would have to defer to Aesop, our lore master.
Aesop, yep.
We'll have to ask him and we'll have to get back to you.
Aesop, help.
Inquiring minds need to know. And also fruit mallows. I need to know what that tastes like. So
seems like you're into
somebody let me know.
The fruits and the berries and such, so.
What food would you like to see become a creation on the site? Like what would you make to add on to Neopets?
So are the developers listening? Because I don't think we've seen a new omelet in some time that's given out by the Giant Omelet.
Ooh, this is true.
So I would say I want a vegan omelet because those do exist now and they're like an 8 out of 10 compared to the real thing. Like, they're pretty good.
That's something I would love to see. I've been pushing for a while. I want to do another artist's day off where like everyone on TNT that's not an artist gets to make something. So if we were able to do something like that,
those are such great items.
I know. Maybe we could stick a vegan omelet, or do a real vegan omelet drawn by an actual artist. That would be cool too.
I love that. I also really want to know what you both would draw. Sorry, I know this is my interview, but I'm also like, I want to know.
That's so funny. For like food or for anything?
For anything, like what would be your artist's day off item?
You know, I've put a lot of thought into this. I'm so glad you asked.
I have not.
It is my interview now. I would probably. I mean, okay, now maybe not that much thought, maybe not enough thought. I would do something with some kind of reference to Taylor Swift because I'm a nerd and that's just what I would do. And if anyone saw my Altador Cup bio, you know there was a lot of Taylor Swift references there. So I think I would do that to kind of immortalize that in the site, just because that's where my TNT name came from and all that. So I think I would do something related to that.
I think I would do something with like...
If you say Tyranian, I swear.
I thought about saying Tyranian, and then I considered what I do in my real life. So I I don't know if I've ever mentioned this to anybody, but I also bartend. So I think it would be really fun to do like some weird artist day off drink concoction, like some kind of like Neo Cola or something weird and funny and just
That could
like
be cool. Like a mocktail for the younger Neopets.
Yeah, I think something really funny is there. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but like I feel like it's there.
I love that. And you can make it for people too and like give it out.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is the Neopets drink.
TikToks.
Yes.
All right. Next question. Back to Erinn's interview. How do we feel about the pet food items like Blumaroo steak?
Blumaroo steak. So I think that was the #1 most requested item in the entire cookbook. Yeah. I don't know if people know this. I am everywhere, so I have actually been recording anytime I've seen somebody be like, oh, I hope the cookbook has this. I have been tallying it. I'm not on Discord, so that's the only place. You guys are safe from me on Discord. But pretty much everywhere else, I've been tallying it, and Blumaroo steak is like #1.
That's so funny.
Because I know it's the meme. I know, and we really wanted to do it, but it's just disappointing in real life because it's like it would have been a steak.
Right.
And you don't want that. You want a Blumaroo steak. So how do we feel about the pet items? I mean, it would have been amazing, but I think we also have to leave it up to our imagination. Is it tofurkey? Is it not tofurkey? Like, feed your Blumaroo and find out.
I love that. It's very meta if you think about it. Like the feeding the Blumaroo steak. I don't want to think about that too much.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess a Neopian will have to do it and report back.
Yeah, comment down below what you think we could do for a Blumaroo steak.
I'm the best vegan. I'm like, feed your Blumaroo steak.
Literally. Well, does it count
So supportive.
if it's a Neopet and not an animal as a vegan? That's the real question.
Well, are Neopets sentient?
Okay, you know what? We're gonna move
much.
on before we.
Moving on, which character do you think is the best cook?
I'm like, maybe it's because I'm thinking about Blumaroos now, but I'm like, the pizzaroo shopkeeper.
Sure.
It's gotta be because
He's great.
there's pizzas. How can you say
there
no?
are pizzas.
All about the pizza.
Okay, and along that line, or I guess kind of a similar question, if you could eat lunch with any Neopets character, who would it be?
I would love to have lunch with Brucey B.
Brucey
I
B.
feel like he's so cool. I feel like he'd be the chillest dude. Like, Brucey B's house is definitely like, it has no windows. There's always chips out. He's wearing his sunglasses indoors. You're wearing your sunglasses indoors because it's cool. But then he's also like, oh yeah, this is my chill little Brucey B cave. But also, I defeated Dr. Sloth that one time. So you can thank me. So I feel like he'd be great.
Maybe you guys could play cheat too at the end.
Well, of course.
Of course.
No party is complete without cheat.
Man, this game. So just to swerve slightly, on the book we noticed that it says you and Rebecca Woods are both co-authors. How did you collaborate on this, and how did you guys work together?
This is such a good question. So I think here I'm going to back up a little bit and pull back the curtains, so to speak. So to kind of give you an intro on who I am, I'm the senior editor for kids books and licensing at Andrews McMeel, which is my company. So my company is a small independent company. We are based in the Midwest in Kansas City, Missouri, but we do have a global distribution from Simon & Schuster. So pretty much my entire career, I've worked in kids books and in licensing, and my strength is absolutely editorial. I mean, I love cooking. I consider myself an amateur chef, but I'm also not going to be the person who's going to be safety testing recipes or probably make them make the most sense. So after we acquired the Neopets cookbook rights from y'all, which I should mention Andrews McMeel paid Neopets for, I quickly signed up the team that I'd worked with on my last 2 licensed cookbooks. So the first one was actually the New York Times best-selling book, the official Harry Potter baking book, and the next one was it's so much fun.
I think I actually have that. I have a Harry Potter book, like a
So-
book. I think it's that one. That's crazy.
If it's the official one, my name is in the back. If it is not the official one, my name is not.
You'll have to report back, Ivy.
I will. I need to go pull it. It's on my bookcase.
You gotta. And you might compare it with the Neopets cookbook and be like, oh, the design is weirdly... Yeah. And so the other cookbook I worked on pretty recently was the official Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood
I have
cookbook,
that one.
Oh,
Yes.
For my nieces.
Yeah, any preschoolers in your life, Rebecca Woods wrote that one too. So, pretty great stuff. But I kind of tapped the team that had done those projects as well as myself, of course. And we brought on the same writer as Daniel Tiger, Rebecca Woods. I'm going to call her Becky Woods because that is what I have been calling her for a very long time. So Becky is a highly accomplished chef in the UK. She really understands how to make recipes that work. She understands how to really speak to the average cook, the less experienced cook, the more experienced cook, and really just test them for safety, etc., all the things that are not my strong suit. But what Becky did tell me is that she didn't play Neopets. So while I was helping her build a recipe shortlist to pick what worked best cooking-wise, I was also telling her a lot about Neopets, things like, okay, we need to make sure we have all of these omelets, and we need to make sure we have this jelly. Oh yeah, and everybody loves Meepit Juice Break, and I was kind of giving her the lay of the Neopian land. And Becky kind of told me, you know a lot about Neopets. Why don't you write in all of the Neopets copy? And it made sense, so I did. So kind of all the text that you see that's not the actual recipe is from me. The actual recipes are from Becky. So I kind of think it's the best of both worlds because you get somebody who actually knows and is a fan of Neopets and somebody who really knows how to make a recipe work. And I kind of feel like if I just brought on any co-writer who didn't know Neopets, you guys would be able to tell within seconds.
Definitely.
So I should...
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I should mention, because a lot of people do ask me this, I actually didn't get paid to write the cookbook. I don't get a royalty, haha. Of course, I wrote the book on my salary paid by Andrews McMeel, so it's disingenuous to say that I didn't get paid anything. But honestly, I just really want to work on a sequel with you guys. I really want to make sure that, the Neopets cookbook does well and we get more Neopets merch out there. So it's funny because I almost didn't get a writing credit. I actually didn't want one. Up until New York Comic Con, when the agent was like, we think you should get a credit and we think that you being there would be really cool for fans. So
and it was.
Yeah, that's how
It was so
super
cool
fun
to have you there.
Super fun. But honestly, it's I know I've been answering a lot of cookbook questions, being on this podcast. The Reddit AMA was so much fun.
It was.
But really, this cookbook is just a love letter to Neopia. It's a love letter to the Neopets team, to Adam and Donna, Snarky, Anthony Conley, who still does a lot of really great art. It's really just thanks to all of you. So, yeah.
So sweet. Aw. Sorry, I'm just so cute. Okay, anyway.
It's so sweet.
All right. So that's really cool. It's really cool to be able to see the inside scoop of how you and Rebecca or how you and Becky worked on things. Can you tell us a little bit more of what the creation process was like?
Sure. So after we signed the cookbook up and Becky and I kind of started working together, I compiled a long list of recipes that I wanted to see in the book. So it had a lot of the recipes that made it into the final version, plus some other ones, I had really wanted chia pops in there. But Becky explained to me that in order to make chia pops work, everybody would need a machine that sealed the plastic of the chia pops. And this is what I mean. Yeah, this is what I mean in the absolute genius she brought to the book, because she was really looking at ingredients that you could find easily, not only in the US, but also in the UK where she's based, also in Canada, and also for all of our fans who are outside of the English-speaking territories. So, there might be an ingredient or two that are a little bit difficult to find, but we really tried our best to make sure that it was simple enough. So chia pops, unfortunately, got cut.
Sad.
Another one that got cut was, the bagel with scream cheese. It did not work.
Sad.
I was like, how hard can it be? Scream cheese. It was hard.
How can you make the cheese scream?
There's a joke in there somewhere, but I can't.
I don't know. I don't know any more than that.
How can you make cheese scream? Yeah, I guess you wouldn't want to eat it then.
No, you would not.
So yeah, there was the long list, and then Becky and I kind of chatted a lot about it. She also was looking through some of the Neopian foods. She really kind of was very attracted to the Fiora spring soup, which was one that I just said I wanted a few soups, because how can you not have a soup in the cookbook?
Of course.
And she was just like, this one is really great. There's a flower in it, actually, that, like, if you have it, apparently it buds a lot, and people are always looking for what to do with it. So she specifically picked that flower, and then I said, Becky, if we use this flower, is it found throughout the world? And she said yes. So there you go. Something for our botanists out there. But yeah, from there, everything went to TNT for approval. And you guys, I just have to say, were so great and so fantastic with feedback. TNT Aesop also fact-checked pretty much everything in the book.
He's
so
the best.
That was also really great. Yeah, he was truly amazing. And then from there, we kind of routed passes until we were happy with it and happy with the book enough to go to print.
Nice. So how long ago did the idea for the cookbook come up?
Honestly, it was really ages ago.
Really?
Yeah, I want to say it was around 2018. In 2018, I was at my former publisher. It was not Andrews McMeel. And we started talking to the Neopets agent about Neopets in books, which I was super excited about because, again, I have been an active player since 2001. So we got pretty far in negotiations in 2018, and I actually went to my acquisitions team to kind of say, can we acquire this book at my old publisher? But my old publisher just didn't understand it. They were a lot more used to video games that are kind of on consoles, and so they were just like, we don't get it. And I was bummed. I mean, this happens a lot in the industry, as we all know, with entertainment, but I was very upset.
Yeah, for sure.
So actually, yeah. And in 2021 was when I joined Andrews McMeel. And actually, during my interview with the publisher, I mentioned the Neopets cookbook and how badly I wanted it to happen, and how I knew it was going to be something really important. So it wasn't a surprise to her when, within my first few months at the company, I was like, here's the agent contact. We want to make sure that we get this cookbook out there. And thankfully, Andrews McMeel was just so supportive throughout the whole process, and we were able to really get this project off the ground and into your hands.
That's amazing.
Woo, and here we are.
Yeah.
Well, that's such a nice story. Obviously, there's been some really great parts about the cookbook, and obviously it's been a long time coming, but what would you say is the best part about creating the cookbook?
I think it's been the fan reactions and kind of all the photos I've seen, people recreating the foods. I saw somebody sharing these square omelets with their kids, which I think is just so awesome.
Oh.
I know, right?
I saw that on Twitter, right?
I think they posted Twitter and Reddit.
Okay.
I'm everywhere, like I said, everywhere but Discord.
Right.
It's the only place you're safe.
If I can find it, we'll put it over the video now, so people
Yeah.
can see. But that's really cool.
Awesome. But yeah, keep tagging, keep posting. I will see it unless it's on Discord.
Right. Hashtag Neopets Cookbook. Just saying.
Yes.
So now that we've talked about the best part, what was the hardest part of creating the cookbook?
I would say not replying
She
to
laughs.
everything online. Yeah, not replying to everything I saw online. I'm sure you both feel really similarly. So I do read everything, I think. There were a few times on the Neo boards that I just could not contain myself, and I would pop on to answer a cookbook question. I think a lot of people on the boards were surprised when they saw that. They would be like, oh, that person really is active on Neopets? And I was like, correct.
Oh, there's Erinn.
Yeah, again, I'm not going to give away my main account on Nosy Neopians, but if you really care, I feel like you could probably find it within 2 tries.
For sure.
Yeah. I should say, though, my active Neopet I've had since 2012. Somebody asked me if, like, you guys gave me that pet, and I was like, no, that's
No,
entirely
you earned
my
that
account.
pet. That is your pet. That's
I know. It was a
what
purge
is the
trade.
pet?
She is a cross-painted Christmas Cougra with Royal Cougra clothing.
Oh.
But I think you're referring to the name of the pet, right?
Well, we can't give it away.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Do you want me to cut this part out?
No,
Okay.
you don't have to. I think that's endearing to even include that last bit.
Oh, okay.
And then, of course, there were things I wanted to reply to but couldn't. So when we actually first announced the cookbook in May of last year, a lot of people were commenting things like, I hope it has a code, and I hope it's made by someone who loves Neopets. And this was at the stage where, again, I didn't really think I was getting a writing credit for it yet, so I didn't want to out myself. And I just kept biting my tongue. I was like, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine, you guys. I promise. So yeah, that. Oh, and the avatar. The avatar was really hard because I think I did get it about 2 days before it went live. And it was very hard to not go on the boards and be like, look at the avatar, it's shiny. So those were the hardest parts.
Yeah, the avatar is amazing. I don't have it as my active one right now either, but I think it's going to be in my rotation of my Neoboard pens just because I love it so much.
I love it. The little pat
on the omelet.
So cute.
The omelet slap. Gotta
The
love
slap.
it.
That omelet slaps. Okay. Will we see any more cookbooks in the future? Maybe any site-themed ones or other themes?
I really hope so. I have been not shy about it. So, there's so many, it's so good. And there's so many ideas that people have come up with. I really loved being part of the Reddit AMA. Someone mentioned a gross food one. Someone mentioned kind of a pet one that you would make for your actual real life pets.
Oh, that's cool.
That one it's cool, but that one's a little difficult because there's like so much that goes into pet nutrition, and I was like, I don't know. I love watching pet nutrition TikToks. I don't think we want to go down that path. It's just so specific. And then Jelly Neo actually posted a really awesome review. Shout out to Jelly Neo, where they suggested going on a tour of Neopia. And I kind of think we did that a little bit in this cookbook because you do have the Poogle sushi from Shenku. You do have in Fairyland the baked fairy corn. Am I pronouncing this correctly? Pirami bread?
Sure. Sounds good to me.
I think so. Sure.
Yeah, it sounds great. I don't know.
It's funny talking about these things I've read for years online.
We understand.
We talk about this a lot. Yeah, it's so weird.
But and then Pirami bread from the Lost Desert, of course.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. But yeah, I'm really getting ahead of myself here because there's so many good second cookbook ideas. And kind of from the business perspective, we do need to see sales of cookbook number 1 before we really start the process for cookbook number 2.
Sure.
Just because on our end, on the publisher end, it is very expensive to make sure that you're getting high quality photography and everybody involved and making sure that the food tastes good and is safety tested. And we don't want to do anything less than our previous cookbook. In fact, we want to do more. So tell your friends, rent the copies from the library, buy a bunch of copies, let's get greenlit for a sequel. Again, I am not being subtle here.
That's perfect.
So
and,
amazing.
And comment down below any ideas you have for future cookbooks, because we know Erinn will read them.
Everywhere but Discord. I'm saying that
but
I'm
Discord.
totally signing into Discord. Yeah.
We're going to get you a Discord account.
I say that, and if I do end up creating a Discord, nobody be like, I thought you said you would never do it. Because I never said never.
That's true.
I said I'm not smart enough for Discord.
That is not true, but we're not going to get into that. Don't talk about my friend Erinn like that.
Okay, so can you give us any sneaky peeks on any future Andrews McMeel and Neopets projects besides cookbooks?
Ooh, can I? Is this allowed?
Sure.
Okay, all right.
I mean, it's up to you guys.
Okay, I mean, I'm happy to reveal. So we actually signed the next projects up around the same time as the cookbook. So this has been coming since 2021. The release date won't be until 2024, so I don't want to hear anybody complaining that I'm not fulfilling a date. I'm saying 2024 right now. I'm saying probably summer, but do not be upset if it's fall. In time, we really want to make sure that this next project is out in time for Neopets' 25th anniversary.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So, Yeah, it's going to be really exciting, I'm sure. So that 2024 project is actually going to be the first in a new series of narrative graphic novels. Drum roll.
Ooh.
So excited.
Yeah, we're really, really thrilled. We're going to go through the origins, mythos, and lore of all of our favorite Neopets dailies. So we're going to be starting
Favorite with a U.
Favorite with a U, dailies with no U. So the first one we're starting with is kind of the origin of the giant omelet. Book 1 is tentatively called The Omelet Fairy. We have a fantastic writer on board named Rebecca Mix. She hit the New York Times bestsellers list for her YA novel. And we have the incredibly talented illustrator Heather Burns on tap to do the interior. Everyone is really going above and beyond in telling the story of Saber X. We are eternally grateful to TNT Aesop, who weighed in on a lot of the lore of Neopets and the lore of the giant omelet. So,
Just to interrupt for a second, I've been just like pushing a Tyranian fairy for the longest time now, just because I'm so like Team Tyrania. So this is really cool to hear that you're the omelet fairy. Like that's super cool. Anyways, I'm sorry. Go on.
I'll give you a little bit more of a preview because I won't give no spoilers here. But we also meet a disgraced fire fairy who has a checkered past that somehow involves Marina, the water fairy, and the healing springs. Yes. So stay tuned for more soon. Since if it does stay in summer and not fall, we'll probably have the cover and a pre-order link right around New York Comic Con this year.
That's amazing. So October-ish.
October-ish, but again, if it's November, it's November.
Exactly.
I am not officially stating anything here, but it will be called the Omelet Fairy unless anything changes.
That's so exciting. Well, thanks for sharing that.
Of course. And then I also just met up with John Taylor at Geekify a few weeks ago at Licensing Expo in Las Vegas. And I'll just briefly say how much I love Geekify. Like, if you guys are not looking at their website and looking at their products, absolutely go take a look because their squishy negs are so good.
They're my favorite. Yeah. I love those.
Just everything they make is just kind of a love letter to the fans and a love letter to artists. So we're really excited to be working more closely with Geekify and bring some of the Geekify books, like the tarot deck, to kind of more stores, as well as hopefully some of their projects down the line. So stay tuned there too. And I also just wanted to give a little shout out to What's Your Passion Pins, Cakeworthy, and Upper Deck, as well as a lot of your other partners, just because everybody in this community is so great.
They do such a great job.
That's so nice. Yeah, we're really lucky to have so many amazing partners, including Andrews, that are fun to work with, easy to work with. Good stuff. I love that. Thanks, Erinn.
Of course.
Okay, do you have any advice for anyone who's interested in a similar creative field as you?
So I'm gonna actually read a comment that I made in a Neopet subreddit about 10 years ago.
No way.
I did find it by Poogling it. Poogling it. And the prompt was introduce yourself. So there was a lot of very embarrassing things I said 10 years ago, obviously. But it starts off with, "Hi, my name is Erinn, and I'm a recent college grad trying to break into the publishing industry, ... embarrassing things. In all sincerity, though, much of my life aside from Neopets is job searching." So I pulled that up because I was like, where in this interview am I going to bring this in? And I'm so happy that you guys asked me that question.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I want to bring up this Reddit post.
Perfect.
So all that to say, like, I was there. I know how hard and difficult and intimidating it can be to break into an industry like publishing, licensing, or entertainment as a whole. And I'd really kind of emphasize the best thing you can do for yourself is go on a lot of informational interviews. So, way back in the day, 10 years ago when I was on Reddit, it was hard to kind of grab somebody for lunch and have an informational interview. And now what's really nice is you can look at people who are in the field you're interested in and say, can you get on a 20-minute web call with me? You might not hear back from everybody. Some people might say no. Those are the people you don't want to talk to anyway. But I think hearing from people's experience, hearing how they got in is also really helpful. And for anybody here who's listening who is interested in publishing, you can find me. Let's talk. Like,
That's so nice.
Again, if 10,000 of you reach out to me, like, I will not. I will be overwhelmed. But if a few of you guys do, I would love to chat. Obviously, it's important to acknowledge in entertainment a lot of privilege. But I should also say that I'm a first-generation American. My mom is from Colombia. My dad is from Romania. We didn't know anybody in publishing or entertainment, and so it's definitely possible.
That's amazing. And look at you now.
Yeah, seriously, really, really cool. All right, are you ready to swerve entirely here?
Mm-hmm.
A question that we ask everybody, the most important question, which we've decided, is what is your favorite Neopet?
Kugras, of course. I do have my hoard of Kugras, although my favorite Neopet of all time is a UC plushie Bori, so I'm kind of just like everybody else, waiting for the day that I can create them. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, maybe. This is what the viewers want to know.
Best I can say is soon.
And our last question.
I tried, guys, I tried.
Willow just like swerving entirely.
Okay, our last question is, if you don't already have the Neopets official cookbook, where can you get it?
Wherever books are sold. Both in the U.S. Yes. Both in the U.S. and internationally. And I should say, if shipping is a concern, especially if you are international, most of the time you can go to your local bookstore and place an order with your bookstore. Because we are distributed by Simon & Schuster, they often kind of get boxes in from S&S. So it might be a cheaper route that way, just putting it out there.
That's a great idea.
Of course, yeah. And then we, of course, have our digital ebook that's available for download. It is an immediate download. It is a reduced cost. And you can always request a copy from your local library. If you are not using your local library, I highly recommend you use it. Actually, I'm in Los Angeles, and the LA library will let you rent a lot of cool things like a lawnmower.
Okay, what?
Yeah, you can rent a lot of this stuff, or like pots and pans. You can rent video games. You can rent
support your local
so.
library. That's a really great message.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Support your local library fairy.
Yes, support your local library fairy.
Or just like request it at your library, even if you're not gonna check it out. Do everyone a favor and
get it into the libraries.
Yes.
Yes. Make your fellow taxpayers pay for the Neopets cookbook.
As they should.
Oh no.
But so last, if you'll be at San Diego Comic-Con, we will have some copies of the cookbook for sale, and I will sign them. I will be there.
Yay.
And if anybody, I'm so excited to see you both in person again. It has been way too long.
I'm so excited. We're gonna have some girl catching up time.
Yes, trips to the bathroom.
We love a trip to
Willow.
the bathroom.
That's how we bonded.
Yeah. And Willow loves boba tea, so there will be boba tea happening.
I'm so excited.
And of course, Ivy is a bartender, so some non-boba tea will be happening.
Right. And speaking of, you'll be at the party. You'll be at the party too, right?
I am so excited for this party. It's going to be great.
What is crazy is that this episode is going up July 1st, which means it's officially the month of San Diego Comic-Con and the party.
The month of San Diego Comic-Con.
I know. I can't believe it.
I was just going to say, for the fans who can't be at San Diego Comic-Con, like, you are also absolutely still invited to partake in the celebrations. Like, we're going to be posting photos. We're going to be posting kind of a tour. Willow, I know you posted a really great tour of the booth at New York Comic-Con. So just know we are absolutely thinking about you, and we wish we could fly out every single fan to San Diego.
Definitely.
Because that would be amazing.
It'd be amazing.
I definitely want to live stream at some points on our social medias, the party and the booths, so that would be fun. And then Ivy, I think maybe this is what you were about to say, but we were talking about maybe recording some Nosy Neopians parts at San Diego Comic-Con. Is that what you were going to say?
Yeah, exactly. I think it would be really cool to just, like, I don't know, this is gonna be such a neat event. All of it, the party, the con, all of it. It'd just be really cool to, I don't know. There's something there. I don't know what it is, but there's something there, and let's do it.
But definitely, we're going to involve you guys as much as we possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So comment below. We will read it.
We will. One thing about us is we read those comments.
Yep, every single one.
All right. Well, I think that is probably about all the time that we have today for questions. But Erinn, thank you seriously so much for being here. This was so much fun.
Yeah, thank you. This was a lot of fun.
And thank you so much for inviting me. It honestly has been an honor. I have been listening to Nosy Neopians since your first episode, so
Aww.
this is so fun.
And I think you had that little cameo in the first episode, right? You were like your picture flashed on the screen for like half a second.
It did. I've also been commenting.
I know we've talked about you for sure.
Definitely, yeah.
Well, that's why I've been listening. No, I'm kidding.
Right, of course. Well, yeah, this was great. Everyone, make sure you leave some love in the comments below for Erinn, and ask some questions, and maybe we'll have Erinn on again.
And say hi to her at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, if you're there.
Yeah, so excited. Thank you again.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. All right, you guys, this was a pretty long one, so thank you so much for tuning in and listening and bearing with our voices for this long.
We should, if you made it this far in the video, what should they comment down below? So other people will be confused. They should comment the like the frying pan emoji if you've made it this far, and then people who haven't made it this far, they'll be confused why everybody's commenting that.
I love that. That's fun.
It was so great to talk to Erinn. She is one of Ivy and I's favorite people. We love her. We love her dearly. And if you guys are going to be around San Diego Comic-Con, she will be at our booth signing books, I believe, some of the days. And she'll also be at the Afterparty. So
come say hi to all of us if you're able to. And then stay tuned for our next episode where we will kind of recap, our experience at San Diego Comic-Con and then the party itself. And hopefully we'll have some of you guys on it. I'm not sure the official plan, but that's something that Willow and I really want to do. So definitely tune in.
We'll have to do a vlog of some sort for San Diego Comic-Con, and you guys can be in it, and then people who aren't there maybe can kind of feel like they were part of it. But yeah, like we said earlier too, like make sure you follow us on socials. We will be like posting kind of in real time posts and stories about kind of what's happening, and we're hoping to live stream as well for part of it. So you definitely want to follow us so you don't miss that.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. Also, you guys should comment on top of that frying pan emoji who you would like to see on next month's Nosy Neopians if you want us to interview anybody.
Yeah, and then any ideas, suggestions, all that kind of stuff, we read them. So yeah,
keep it up.
That is going to be, keep it up. That's going to be all from Ivy and I on this month's episode of Nosy Neopians, but we will see you guys very soon for our next episode.
See you next month.
Bye.
Bye.